Hello, welcome back. And of course, if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Tracy, and in this video, I will tell you all about QHHT, which is a quantum healing hypnosis technique that was developed by Dolores Cannon. And I will also tell you about my experience having a session of QHHT and what I found out about being a starseed. So stay tuned. So I want to start this video by first explaining the quantum healing hypnosis technique that was developed by Dolores Cannon. And now this is also called QHHT. All right, so I went to Dolores Cannon's website and I found this little article. It says, "What is quantum healing hypnosis technique?" So I wanted to share some of that with you here. It says here, Dolores Cannon's method of hypnosis, quantum healing hypnosis technique, or QHHT, involves inducing an individual into the somnambulistic state of trance through visualization. A state which under ordinary circumstances is experienced only twice daily, the moment just before you become consciously awake and the moment just before you fall asleep. Historically, hypnotists have avoided conducting research with subjects in this state because of the often strange and inexplicable results that were recorded. Dolores Cannon began her research of lost knowledge and reincarnation in the late 1960s by developing QHHT for past life regression sessions with her subjects. Not one to be limited by this disciplinary stigma, it was working with clients specifically in the somnambulistic state and exploring the possibilities that led Dolores to discover that any individual can gain access to the experiences of past lives that they have lived. It was also exploring with clients in this state that she discovered an infinitely knowledgeable and powerful aspect of each and every individual that can be contacted and communicated with. This part of ourselves, as Dolores had learned, is always present with us and exists just below the surface of our conscious mind. So she appropriately chose to label it the subconscious. The subconscious is what gave her and practitioners of her QHHT technique access to the past lives and performs instantaneous healings when appropriate. Which, by the way, when I did my session, I had one of those. Anyway, that's a different video. Over her 45-year career, her technique has proven to be effective on thousands of people all over the world, regardless of their age, gender, personality, physical symptoms, religious beliefs, or cultural backgrounds. Supplementing the vast body of work Dolores had produced, the results experienced by QHHT practitioners, students of Dolores who have learned her technique and practice it with her own clients, conclusively support the finding that we have all lived multiple other lives and we all have a subconscious which contains the answers to any question that we may have about ourselves or the life that we're living. Now I want to get into the story time of how I had a QHHT session and kind of how I got to that point of going to get the session. So at my full-time job, I met a woman named Sharon Hamilton, and she's actually a clinician at the place where I work. And so Sharon Hamilton is actually a QHHT practitioner. And so obviously we are kind of attracted to each other because of like talking about spiritual things and just stuff like that. So One day, I went into my break room when suddenly I heard, "Tracy, I have to tell you something that I heard last night." And sure enough, it was Sharon Hamilton. And she ended up telling me that a woman actually had a QHHT session, and Sharon heard some things during that session that she has never, ever heard before. And those things that she heard were that the lady was a star being and that she is from the Pleiades. And Sharon was just so excited about this because she'd never, ever heard of a starseed or a star being, and she had never, ever heard of, just even that idea. It may sound strange because she is a QHHT practitioner, and Dolores kind of heard a lot about star beings during her experiments and stuff, but really, to become a QHHT practitioner, you're not necessarily studying the experiments. You're just learning the techniques and learning about the mind and stuff like that and how it works. So anyway, it wasn't too surprising that Sharon had never even heard of a starseed before. But obviously, like I had been watching all these videos on YouTube about like Pleiadean stars, the starseed. Anyway, I had heard of it, but I was also so surprised that she had said specifically Pleiadian starseed, because secretly, I've actually never told anyone this before, but secretly, I believe that my soul is from the Pleiadian star system. And so I even told Sharon that I have some moles on my midsection that are in the shape of the Pleiades. I was like, how is this coming out of Sharon's mouth while I'm at work at my full-time job? This is just crazy. So Sharon actually shared the transcript of that session with me, and there are parts of this that I just want to share with you to tell you the kind of thing that this woman was saying. Now, keep in mind that the woman who came to Sharon for this QHHT session, in her conscious waking life, she has no idea what the Pleiades are. She has no idea what a Pleiadian is. She has no idea what the word starseed means and has never really heard that word in her waking life. So while she was in her subconscious through this QHHT technique, here's part of what she had said. Sharon wrote here, "I asked her if she was a human, and she told me she was a starseed. I asked her what that meant, and she said that she's here to help other humans and humanity on the earth. She likes being a starseed. She likes helping humans, but she feels like she doesn't fit in because humans do not get her." Then Sharon moved her again, and when she says this in the transcript, "I moved her again," it just means that she brings her consciousness to another place of mind. So this time she saw chaos. She saw what looked like a war. It was about wanting control over the earth. The beings involved were star beings. There were some humans involved too. The war is in space, but most of the humans don't know about it. She thought there were two different star beings involved, and they want to control the humans, and the star beings don't want the humans to wake up until they, the star beings, want them to wake up. And wake up means to understand or to have knowledge of what's really going on the planet and like in the ether. I asked her what year it is, and she just sees the wars going on. She could not see a year, but she knows it happened for a couple of 1,000 years. So this is kind of in alignment with some of the stuff I've heard as well. So this is kind of like crazy that this stuff is coming out. Now, mind you, I want to reiterate once again, because Sharon really, really wanted to drive home this point, that Sharon Hamilton, as well as her client, had no previous knowledge of star seeds or of these words. You guys, after everything I have seen and read about like star beings and kind of extraterrestrial or other dimensional beings, this really intrigued me. So obviously I was like, where do I sign up for this QHHT session? So Sharon and I set it up, and I actually went to her house and had a session. And so I actually visited 2 different past lives during that session, and then I was able to finally get to the point where Sharon brings forward my subconscious mind to answer some questions that I had pre-written on a piece of paper before the session began. So all in all, it was about an hour and a half of recording, because Sharon did record it for me. So I was kind of like in this trance like state for about an hour and a half. And when I came out, I was actually feeling very refreshed and revived. Although Sharon did warn me that some of her other clients sometimes feel a little sleepy. But I was not sleepy at all. I felt like I was kind of plugged into a charger or something. It was really fantastic. But I'm going to now let you listen to Sharon calling forth my subconscious mind.
And I'm asking that Tracy would bring all her consciousness and her personality back to once again return to her body and fully integrate back. And at this time, I'm asking if I may speak to Tracy's subconscious, please. Do I have permission to speak to Tracy's subconscious?
Yeah.
I respect the power of the subconscious because I know that the subconscious takes care of Tracy's body and does a very good job of it. I also know that the subconscious has the records of everything that has ever happened to Tracy in this lifetime and other lifetimes that she's lived. So I respect the power of the subconscious, and I always ask for permission to ask questions of the subconscious. Do I have permission to ask questions?
Yeah. Okay, so that was Sharon calling forth my subconscious mind and actually getting the agreement from first my conscious mind and then my subconscious mind to, basically agree to speak through me. So now, I obviously had questions about being a Pleiadian because of mostly because of those moles on my abdomen, but I actually didn't even notice the moles were in the shape of the Pleiadian or whatever until after I already kind of thought that that's where my soul was from. So, anyway, one of my questions was something along the lines of, am I from the Pleiadian star system or whatever? That's basically the question that I wanted Sharon to ask. So I'm going to let you listen to that part now.
She wants to know if she is a star seed. Or I guess another way to ask that is, what is Tracy's source?
The source of all is the source of all being.
Mm-hmm.
The source of all being is the place of stillness.
Okay. Did Tracy come from any particular place? Because I think when she's asking this question, if she's a star seed, I recently had a few conversations with her where a lady had said she was a star seed and she had come from the Pleiades. So I think that's what Tracy's thinking about. Did she come from a particular place?
Yes, she is from that same area of the Pleiades.
Okay.
Originally. She's here now to bring light to the earth.
So, does she have a galactic family?
That information is a distraction
Okay.
to her cause here.
That's fine. If that's all you want to say, that's fine. And the rest of this question, she wanted to know if she was a star seed. So, is there a yes or a no on that?
Yes. in terms of what she believes a starseed is, which is someone who's come here with a specific purpose in mind.
Right. I think my own feeling about this is that when you put a kind of a name or a label on yourself, you kind of limit yourself.
Yes.
Because the next part, I think if she got a yes to that, she wanted to know what her specific mission was. But you've already told us what her mission is.
Yes.
Does that mean that the word starseed is actually insignificant? It doesn't matter what she calls herself?
It doesn't matter what she calls herself because she's a human being right now.
That's true. That's true.
So while you're incarnate in the lifetime of a human being, you need to just be focused on being a human being.
Okay.
Okay, you guys. So obviously my subconscious mind, the highest part of me that is the most wise, actually just said to stop worrying about it. It does not matter what star system I'm from. It doesn't matter who my galactic family is. It doesn't matter because right now it is my choice to be a human. And in order to get the most out of my experience of being human, I need to just focus on being human. But what I can do is focus on my mission here, which is to bring light to the planet. And by light, that symbolically means awareness. So I'm really helping to bring awareness simply by sharing this with you guys today and by telling all my spiritual stories, hoping that you guys too can help to bring spirit into your daily life. Well, that about wraps up my story and tells you the moral, which is to just be a human while I'm a human and enjoy every minute of it. Be in the eternal now. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me and listening to my Starseed story. If you have any comments, be sure to drop them in the comments section down below. If you're a viewer but not yet a subscriber, go ahead and please click subscribe and be sure to click the bell so that you can be notified anytime I make new videos. Thank you guys so much for spending your time with me. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.